Story this morning is also from Las Vegas. The chairman of the board is just one of Frank Sinatra's nicknames. Today, Sinatra will be in the witness chair before the Nevada Gaming Control Board. The board has spent months investigating charges about Sinatra's background. After today's hearing, it will decide whether to recommend that Sinatra be allowed to perform behind the scenes as well as on stage at a big hotel casino in Las Vegas. Jerry Bowen has a report.
Frank Sinatra has virtually owned Las Vegas for years. No other entertainer can pack the Strip and casinos like he can, with the kind of crowd that boosts the house take 50 times over an average night and is sprinkled with the kind of gamblers who can afford to drop $500,000. Sinatra performs exclusively at Caesar's Palace, where he wants to become the entertainment advisor, a prominent position that requires a license from the Nevada Gaming Commission. Sinatra seems to have the kind of blue ribbon friends who could attest to his good character. He is a close friend of President Reagan, only last weekend attending the president's birthday party at the White House. And Reagan was reportedly listed as a reference on Sinatra's license application. And unlike one past administration, there seems to be little concern at the White House about Sinatra's alleged ties to organized crime, connections which prompted late FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover to issue a warning during the Kennedy years and drove a wedge between the late president and the entertainer. Sinatra's purported mob connection was on the record in the headlines in 1963. His Nevada gaming license for a Lake Tahoe casino and the Las Vegas Sands revoked after he entertained Chicago mob boss Sam Momo Giancana. In 1972, Sinatra and his attorney, Mickey Rudin, were called before a House committee to testify on Sinatra's alleged business dealings with organized crime figures, the committee later dismissing the allegations as hearsay. And in 1976, Sinatra posed for this picture with reputed mob figures at a New York area theater. The theater later went bankrupt, 8 men were convicted in the case, and government documents state Sinatra accepted an illegal $50,000 payment there. A key witness refused to testify, however. Sinatra or his designated spokesman declined to be interviewed by CBS News, but Sinatra defenders say the allegations, and especially the pictures, are meaningless.
First place, in Mr. Sinatra's position, there is almost anybody that can take a picture with him. He wouldn't go ahead and ask them their pedigree before they take a picture with him.
The average Sinatra fan would dispute that, but Morris Schenker, majority stockholder in the Dunes Hotel and Casino, is not the average fan. Schenker has been approached by Sinatra attorney Mickey Rudin about the sale of the Dunes. It's believed that Sinatra's real reason for seeking the employee's license is to pave the way for the more important gaming license for his full return to the gambling industry.
What would be wrong with licensing Al Capone if he were still alive? They never caught him on anything except income tax evasion.
George Franklin was district attorney in the Las Vegas area in the late 60s, is convinced Sinatra has more than a casual relationship with organized crime figures, and believes he should be barred from any license.
It's a crack in the dam when you say we're not going to allow anybody who's got any kind of syndicate connection of any kind or association to be licensed in the state of Nevada, and you license Sinatra, the whole world is going to giggle and titter.
I would dare say that there will be few, if any, areas that we have not covered.
Richard Bunker is chairman of the Gaming Control Board, investigating Sinatra's license request. He will say only that the probe will cover events reaching back to the early days of the entertainer's career. But his investigation has come under question as well, because of a December 7th meeting which Bunker and Nevada's Republican Governor Robert List held with Sinatra and attorney Rudin. It reportedly lasted 30 minutes, was an unplanned encounter following a charity event, but the subject was today's hearing.
I think Mr. Sinatra over the years has at least the impression, and possibly justifiable, that he has been treated rather harshly in different areas and different arenas. And I think he and Mr. Rudin were primarily concerned that this not turn into some type of a Get Frank Sinatra Day.
Bunker said the meeting was not disclosed until 2 months later because it wasn't regarded as significant. Governor List declined to be interviewed by CBS News, a spokesman saying the governor believes the meeting has been blown out of proportion. But today, Sinatra will testify. The site moved to City Hall to accommodate the anticipated crowd, and the odds, at least 100 to 1, that Old Blue Eyes will be back officially on the Strip. Jerry Bowen, CBS News, Las Vegas.
What a world, what a life, I'm in love.
Las Vegas yesterday, Frank Sinatra came up a big winner, and he'll likely return to the Nevada gambling scene once again. The state's gambling commission won't vote until next week on restoring the license it took away from Sinatra in 1963, but approval became virtually certain after yesterday's hearing by the commission's investigative board. Jerry Bowen reports.
Prompted the call.
Frank Sinatra and a dozen-member supporting cast appeared at the hearing to refute the decade-old allegations that the entertainer has links to organized crime. Lawyers, a sheriff, a priest, and a long-time Las Vegas newspaperman said it just isn't so.
He cannot say no to any human being who may be in need. He has such a tremendous compassion for humankind.
Some fellow entertainers agreed the Sinatra mafia stories don't square with the man they know.
To begin with, I'm rather astounded at the number of investigations that take place in Frank Sinatra.
I have never met or heard discussed any of these characters he's been alleged to be associated with.
And with his wife Barbara looking on, Sinatra denied every allegation that was raised, that he associated with underworld figures, that organized crime money had benefited his career, that he had ever taken a payoff.
I have never in my life, sir, received any illegal monies.
Okay. And you did not
work very hard for my money. Thank you.
And what about pictures like this? Frank Sinatra posing, smiling with reputed underworld figures in 1976.
One of the members of the casino will come in and say, "Would you take a photograph with 3 Chinamen from Hong Kong?" And I say, "Fine." So you take a picture. I wouldn't know their reputation. I'm not about to ask for a sputum test because it would embarrass everybody.
There were no witnesses against Sinatra, and the 3-member board voted unanimously to grant a limited 6-month license to enable him to take a management position at Caesar's Palace. The outcome was never really in doubt, and Sinatra accepted it all with a smile. Jerry Bowen, CBS News, Las Vegas.